All right, guys, so now we're going to go over net metering. Net metering is a very simple concept. Their solar system is going to generate excess energy, especially in the summertime. So for example, if their system generates more power in any given day, like let's say in July, and they have that extra power, where is that extra power stored? A lot of people think that the extra power is stored within the panels, or they're stored in the inverter, or they're stored in the microinverter, and that's all false. Okay, that extra energy goes right back into the grid. All right, so when a customer pays a $20 connection charge to be connected to the grid, they're legit paying for that because they're storing their credits in the grid, right? So that's why it's called net metering, because at the end of every single day, if they have any excess energy, then those credits are then added up every single month until the end of the year. Whatever surplus energy that they didn't use, then they're able to sell that extra energy back into the grid. Okay, so if a customer asks you, where is this energy stored? Do not tell them that it's stored in an inverter. Do not say it's in a microinverter. Do not tell them it's stored in the panels, because that's not where it's stored. It's stored in the grid, all right? And that extra power flows right back into the grid. And then at nighttime, when they have to pull their energy to use a refrigerator or whatever they need to use, they're pulling from those credits that they use during the daytime, right? And then whatever's left over, those are what's called extra credits. Those are energy that they're paid out, okay? Now your homework is to understand how net metering works, all right? At the end of the year, most utility companies will pay that out to the customer, not in a dollar amount. They're not gonna get paid that as a check. They're gonna get paid that as a credit, all right? So you need to make sure you understand the difference. So at the end of the year, if a customer has $200 left over or $300 left over, that's a credit that's going to get paid directly to the customer through their bill, all right? And so sometimes you'll see an electric bill, somebody that has solar, at the end of the year, it'll show a negative credit. It'll show negative 200 or it'll show negative 300. That's really good. That basically means that they have an extra $200 or $300 that they're getting paid because they have excess energy, okay? Now, the next topic of discussion is how to set a solid appointment, okay? So the way you do it is you have to do what's called a pullback, right? You're almost like a doctor. You're like inspecting the customer and saying, I'm not sure what we can do here, but there's a possibility that we can provide a solution for you by eliminating your power bill through getting panels, okay? So the way you set up a solid appointment is you pull back, right? You literally say, hey, you know what? We just don't know if you're gonna qualify for this. What that does is it relieves pressure. It lets them feel that like, oh, so there's a possibility that I won't qualify for this? Okay, well, what do I have to do to qualify for this? And then you tell them there's a certain criteria that you have to go through in order to qualify for this, right? Number one, are you the owner of the home? Yes. Are you on the title of the house? Yes. Is your credit score above 620? Let's just say 620 or above. Yes. Okay, perfect. You're not on America's Most Wanted list, right? You can kind of chuckle or make a joke out of it, right? Sometimes we tell them, hey, you're not a Patriots fan, right? And we kind of chuckle and make a joke out of it. However you want to come across, obviously, if you want to throw a joke in there, that's a great idea too, because it's going to make them feel relieved, it's going to relieve the pressure, and they're going to feel like, oh, I can relate with this person. The bottom line is this: there has to be a certain amount of sunlight on their roof as well, and we also have to check their main panel, their electrical unit, to see if it has a high enough capacity in order to get the system installed, right? So that's when you do what's called a pullback. You say, hey, you know what? I don't even know if you're going to qualify for this. Three things have to happen. Number one, the city has to sign off on this, meaning that we have to get a permit from, whatever the city they're in, whatever jurisdiction they're in. Number two, we have to sign off through the installer, so your installation company has to sign off on this. We don't even know if you're going to qualify. And number three, the permit has to qualify from the utility company. So there's three different qualification criteria that you have to meet. The utility company has to sign off, your city permit has to sign off on this, and the installation company has to sign off on this. And if either of those three don't come through, then guess what? We cancel the project, no harm, no foul, right? And I kind of chuckle with them and I just say, yeah, we're just not really sure if you're going to qualify for this. So rather than pushing the sale, you're actually taking away, right? And that's kind of what solar is. It's a different type of sale, because most people just think this sounds too good to be true. There's a catch. I have to come out of pocket. I have to put $10,000 down. And reality is they don't, right? They're already paying a monthly payment every single month, and they're just gonna redirect that money to something that they own, that's theirs, right? That's what solar is, all right? So, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up right there.